since the verdict was read last night, people across the country have been holding rallies and offering their opinions.
You might think a foot of snow the last 5 days would make a dent in our drought situation. Not so. That equals just an inch of water.
Amanda, the city of Des Moines and Union Pacific Railroad want to dead-end 3 streets on the city's east side. Well, when do you want to retire? 65, 70? Well, a store greeter out of California Nordstrom has gone a lot longer than that. Listen to this.
Okay, so the key is to sleep in tomorrow, oversleep, and then get up when it's warm.
Yeah, you sleep in, skip work, or call in sick, one of those things.
Something like that.
I'll set my alarm for 1 in the afternoon.
There you go.
You do anyway, I think.
Well, 2 Iowa cupcake bakers battled it out on national TV tonight.
For the Blacks, this is their field of dreams. They say they wouldn't do anything else.
Friends and family gathered tonight to remember the young man who lost his life. ABC 5's Phil Prazen was there and is live in the studio with tonight's top story. Phil. Well, she's been the face and voice of ABC for a long time, but now she's ready to retire. Talk about the Grinches that tried to steal Christmas, huh?
Yeah, good thing they didn't get away with it.
That's right. Not successful, just like the Grinch, I guess. On Friday, the Dow set a new record high for a 34th time.
Well, if you've ever driven down Hickman Road during rush hour, you may do a lot of this or this. But don't blame the Hickmans. They didn't have anything to do with it. Now, when we hear Sherman Hill, we generally think of all these beautiful old historic homes.
Ron, I know you're getting kind of old up there and you like the heat, so you might have to turn it on tonight.
I will turn it on. I'll have my mittens out and my stocking cap.
Well, if you purchased a Powerball ticket from a Northwest Iowa gas station, check your ticket because you could be $1 million richer.
Also tonight at the Des Moines City Council meeting, some outrage over a vote that some neighbors say cuts them off from the rest of the city. ABC 5's Ron Marasco explains. Ron.
Amanda, the city of Des Moines and Union Pacific Railroad want to dead-end 3 streets on the city's east side. Now, they've already voted twice in favor of the closings. They cast their 3rd and final vote tonight.
Some of Des Moines' east side residents believe they're being railroaded.
If the state capitals and state fairgrounds were not on the east side, this city council would have no use for the east side at all.
They lined the city council chamber wall.
Yes, I'm angry. I'm very angry.
And spoke passionately.
I'm disappointed in this council and also the city planners for not finding creative solutions for this.
The city plans to dead-end 3 streets they say will improve operations for Union Pacific and also provide a positive economic impact for Des Moines.
It is important for the city to be in a position that we can attract both jobs and tax base to our community.
The streets in question are Hull Avenue near Delaware Street and Southeast 22nd and 34th Streets near Scott Avenue.
The plan proposed will keep the city of Des Moines viable now and maintain vital service to its existing rail-served customers to allow for future growth.
Councilman Skip Moore was one of 2 council members who voted against the closures.
Literally hundreds of residents have stopped me to talk to me. They've called me and they've sent emails saying that these crossings should be kept open because they belong to the residents of the city of Des Moines.
That's right.
Most of those in attendance agreed with Moore and vowed to fight on.
I'm hoping that the movement will grow and people will really get it, what this is going to have for ramifications of traffic and closing off neighborhoods and just killing neighborhoods.
Now, the vote was 4-2 in favor of the closing. Mayor County was absent. The city will make $2 million of improvements to the areas affected. Union Pacific will pay $1.6 million of that. Reporting live, Ron Marasco, 10 at 10 on ABC 5. This week on our Farm to Family feature, we head north to Alden. That's where a young school teacher 30 years ago gave up her career, took over the family farm, and against all odds, turned it around after her father died.
Annette Sweeney used to drive this 70-year-old McCormick tractor when she was a teenager. Her father did too, but 2 years after he passed away in 1981, she jumped back on it after a conversation with her mother.
She goes, "I need you home." And I said, all right. And it was very difficult because I was really enjoying teaching, but I knew it was a decision that I needed to make because I wanted to make it work.
She asked a lot of questions, did a lot of homework, and then hopped on a tractor she never drove before.
I ran in the house, grabbed the owner's manual, and brought it out. We pulled up to a field on the blacktop, had the owner's manual in my lap, and we planted corn and beans that spring.
It took about a decade, but she turned the struggling farm around.
It was more of a fire that I had inside me to make sure that our family farm stayed together and to honor what my grandparents and my mom and my dad had put together.
Annette tells the story of when a neighbor years later stopped by her farm.
He rolled down his window, just a gruff old German, and he said to me, "Annette," "Yes, sir." "You did a good job." Rolled up his window and pulled out. That was all he said. That was the best compliment I could have ever gotten.
Today, Annette and her husband also raise Angus cattle and horses.
Hello, Cracker. How's my Cracker?
She said it was hard work, but has no regrets.
Farming is in my heart. Farming and being able to be involved in agriculture is something I want to do until I take my last breath.
30 years have passed since you've taken over the farm.
Yes.
How'd it go?
I'm happy.
Good.
I'm happy that I'll be able to pass it on to my kids. We strived, we worked very, very hard. We made sure we cut corners. We were very frugal on our decisions, and I'm happy.
Annette and her husband say they'll leave the farm to their 2 boys. She says, after all, farming's not just for women.
And it's not just Mid-American crews who are working hard through the weekend. ABC 5's Ron Marasco continues our cleanup coverage tonight. Ron.
That's right, Rachel. If you drove around some metro neighborhoods today, you probably saw a lot of trees down. Not only has that kept tree removal companies busy, but electricians and roofers too, because many of those trees landed on power lines and roofs.
You probably heard a lot of that today and saw a lot of this and this and this.
I thought maybe it was just this big clap of lightning that hit. So then my roommate comes and she goes, a tree just fell on the house. I'm like, what? So I go outside and I'm like, holy crap.
Randy Meese of Action Electric has been answering the phone all day.
And is your electrical wires down in the yard?
He's had to do a lot of shuffling today.
We don't look forward to anything like that for our customers, but, you know, I mean, we pulled some crews off of other jobs to kind of, you know, get everyone back online, and so, you know, whatever we have to do to keep everybody going.
Wright Roofing has been busy too.
Today we're just trying to kind of prioritize and get the worst stuff taken care of, people with 12-inch limbs in their house, things like that.
This house was actually one of the luckier ones. The owners only had a few shingles blow off the top. Still, the roof needed to be patched so any rain wouldn't leak inside. Homeowner Dan Rasmussen of Des Moines says it's been many years since he's seen something like this. His street was blocked last night because of all the downed trees.
People were driving up on the lawns down there to get around the downed trees. Can you believe that?
Wow. Now, some of the companies we spoke to said they received at least double the amount of phone calls today they normally receive. They said they expect the phones to keep ringing the next few days. Reporting live in the newsroom, Ron Marasco, 10 at 10 on ABC 5.